Vitaly Milinov, architect of the notorious law against what his supporters call gay propaganda.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry, excuse me. Would you be willing to talk to us at all?
The fact that they hired security, so we, people of Russia, we cannot enter to see what they're doing there. Probably, I think that they're making a homosexual propaganda towards minors.
And do you believe that this is a dangerous organization? An event like Queerfest?
A piece of shit is not dangerous, but it's quite unpleasant to see on the street. Homosexuality is disgusting. Homophobia is beautiful and natural. Homophobia is a natural side of people's life. No. It smells worse here.
It smells worse?
Yeah.
What do you mean it smells worse?
We are looking how European countries' officials support those who rape kids, those support sodomies. I think it would be nice for the Dutch people to know that the representative of the Dutch government is supporting those who are against Christians. He fights Christian church.
There's so much violence going on against gay people now.
It's a fake information.
Well, it's everywhere on the internet. People get kidnapped, beaten up.
It's a foolish story. No, it's not true.
So you're saying that there's no violence against gay?
It's not true. I think that much more violence goes from gay people to straight people. Much more violence.
You think there's no violence against them?
No.
What is now illegal that used to be legal?
What is illegal is uncontrolled public statement forming the incorrect impression about social equality of same-sex and traditional families. We also can speak about some historical figures.
So you're not allowed to say that say Tchaikovsky's sexuality was anything to do with his talent. That would be breaking the law.
No.
Even if the fact that Tchaikovsky was unhappy about being gay, and it gave him the conflict that is in his music.
It's a crime to tell kids that only this way of living made him so talented.
Nobody would say that. But what they might say, Deputy, they might say is, look, you're 15, 16-year-old, you're being bullied, but don't worry, there were some great men who achieved great things who had the same sexuality as you.
We would be quite unhappy in case some inadequate individual would invade kindergarten trying to explain to minors that they should identify their sexual identity.
They don't invade kindergartens and tell children to have their sexual identity. That is absolute nonsense. You're inventing a ridiculous enemy to get support, so that ignorant people will imagine there is this terrible threat to children. The real threat to children is, as it always was, ignorance, lies. Because they will grow up to find out they've been lied to, and they won't thank you for it. I spoke to a girl yesterday. They tried to rape her to cure her of her homosexuality. She goes to the police as soon as they find she's a lesbian. Go away. The police don't respect her rights.
It's a fairy tale because gay people, most of them are lying about their problems, because most of them would like to be to be favored and famous because they're victims of Russian medieval behavior.
You're living in a fantasy world.
The problem is that she became lesbian, not because her genetic defect, not because her mutation.
Look, you really ought to stop, because you're making a great fool of yourself on camera. This is going to be shown around the world, and if people hear you speaking like this, they're going to think so little of Russia. They're going to think, is this man actually allowed to use the street and the telephone, let alone be a politician?
These values that you're proclaiming as modern and tolerant is values that were created from the first hour of having this world, when the most talented angel felt because he thought that he is greater than God,
right?
You know?
You're really not making any sense, Deputy. You really aren't. Half a politician, half a semi-educated religious person. I mean, whom do you represent?
Deputy Vitaly Milinov is an MP, an Orthodox priest and a protege of the president. Can I ask you very simply, why are you so anti-prostitution?
I want to take the good tradition of effective fight with this signs of a wild world. They put themselves out of law, you know, they put themselves on the dark side. If they want help, okay, they need to tell that they're not going to do it anymore. It's, you know, a sign of a modern world. Oh, they're being psychologically damaged. That's why they choose to become a prostitute. Okay, someone has chosen to become a murderer.
I think there's a significant difference between a murderer and a prostitute.
Oh, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the sin. It's a sin.
It's the same.
It's a sin. To be a prostitute, to be homosexual, to be, you know, to steal some goods in the store, it's a sin. And our attitude towards the sin is the same.
It's like you demonize them, like you demonize other minority groups.
No, we're not demonizing.
You definitely are.
No, they are doing, they're going the wrong way. You know, it's dirty. It's like to swim in the shit, to use a prostitute.
I will leave you to it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Milinov. Thanks so much. You take care.
I do appreciate and do respect an individual as a human being.
No,
you know?
you don't.
I do respect a human being, but not his sins. The only way to help him is to clear him out of his sin. This is the only way.
The government softened their stance on domestic abuse. First-time offenders or those involved in non-life-threatening beatings will now spend just 15 days in jail, complete just 120 hours of community service, or pay a fine of 30,000 rubles, the equivalent of $500 US.
Before these changes, any reported violence, even a very light one, had very, very bad future because a person should go to the jail. So, what family?
Vitaly Milinov is one of the leading politicians behind this latest decriminalization.
It was a demand from society to remove this liberal point of view because this rudely involved government into your own bedroom, which is not good.
I mean, this move to decriminalize has been widely condemned internationally as a step back on Russia's human rights. It is counter-progressive.
By whom? By whom?
I mean,
by human rights organizations, by Amnesty International, by vegans, hipsters, lesbians, by socialists, anti-fascists, by whom? Not by the normal people. Normal people, normal families, they said, no, don't intrude into our families. Our family is our fortress. It was reported by the normal women that have normal values in her life, not a liberal shit, you know.
Okay, the politician Yevgeny Roizman has said that there has been a sharp increase in domestic violence cases since this decriminalization.
This is a fake news, you know, because a man should be punished as well as a woman for any violence that happens.
Do you think that the increase of domestic violence is something that you're willing to risk? With this decriminalization?
No. Increase of domestic violence is a sign of improper spiritual atmosphere in the society.